Yo, mic check, mic check. Highway 54. We having some technical difficulties. We'll have Carla and D3 come on in a few. We'll fix their audio and system. All right, guys, we got keys in the back in the house. Coach Anthony, Carla, and D3 will be on the show in a few seconds. All right, stand by.
The ongoing series about the life of the people touched by the love of the Pacific. Here are their stories. This is Highway 54.
Yo, happy Sunday, everybody. It is a beautiful Sunday here in sunny San Diego, but guess what? We lost. The Padres lost, and the Phillies are going to the World Series. We're just waiting on the Houston and New York Yankees. Right now, the series is led by the Houston Astros. They are 3-0, but right now I think they're playing as we speak, and it's 0-2 in Yankees. So, fortunately, the Padres lost 1-4. Is that 1-4? Yeah, 1-4. So the Phillies, congratulations to them and the whole city out there. My boy Jimmy is a Phillies fan, and they deserve it. But it's a historic run. It's been, I think, 2010 since Phillies have been in this position, and of course, for us, the Padres, it hasn't been since 1998. So
Wow.
Phillies are the National League champions. They are now in the World Series. So congratulations to the Phillies, San Diego Padres. I guess we'll see you guys next week or next year. What's going on? We got keys in the house. We got
What?
Coach Anthony from About That Wallet. We're trying to get D3 and Carla up, having some technical difficulties. Hopefully, they'll get their audio's fixed. So, how's everybody doing today?
Everybody doing good, man. You?
Yeah, we're good. Good. Coach Anthony, how's
All right, good. All
Maryland?
right, good.
Yeah, About That Wallet. You guys been pretty busy.
Alan is,
Been what's up?
yeah, doing about 6 episodes I'm recording 6 episodes just about every weekend. Having a nice beefy backlog. So, yeah, definitely want to stay tuned. Got a lot of stuff from coming through because this Tuesday, actually, I'll be releasing an episode talking about cleaning business, which is the first one I ever had on the show. So, be pretty exciting.
Yeah. Okay. Well, crazy. That's crazy. I mean, it's great. I mean, that's the power of going to these networking conferences and just meeting people and like-minded people. It's great to see and meet people who are interested in the same things that you do. especially in the podcasting world and finance world. And I know we're planning to do some conferences, podcast conferences next year. I think one in Denver and one in Vegas. So that'd be kind of interesting. We're loving the content, Anthony, and I try to catch it every Wednesday when I'm at work, so I try to sneak it. Sometimes this past few Wednesdays we've been really busy, so it's hard for me to catch your show.
No, that's all good. I mean, that's why we have it recorded, so you can always catch in a little later.
Yes, sir. Carla,
Because the last one was talking
We can hear you.
Yep.
all right. Perfect.
Yay.
Well, welcome, guys, to the show.
What's up? What's up?
How's your end of the world over there on the East Coast? How are we doing over there?
It's good. Everything is good over here.
Yeah.
All is great.
No
So you're trying to make
Yep.
so you're trying to make D3 as a TikTok star.
Who me? No, I don't even have TikTok. The funny part is I don't have TikTok, but we were
Or
playing
Instagram,
around
sorry, yeah.
yesterday morning after we came from obedience school. And we were just like joking, and Ariel was the one that kind of threw the rock and hit her hand and like pumped us up to do all of that. So that's how that all came about. And but we do that all the time. It's funny.
Yeah.
Like our household is pretty hilarious.
Yeah, we crazy.
Yeah, he's
Don't say it. We crazy.
Yeah. Next year, you guys are planning to do a cruise. Man, I want to go, but I want to try to do a lot of things. But Rose not with me right now, so what I'm saying, yeah. And in March we're planning to go back to the Philippines because we're gonna bring the boys over there and have a whole family reunion. So,
that's cool.
Mom and Dad are in the air right now as we speak. They are flying back to the Philippines for a couple weeks. They're gonna stop over in Narita and lay over there, and then they'll go to the Philippines. So it's been their first time since COVID. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. But yeah, we're planning 2 cruises. Well, we have 2 cruises next year. So we'll be in Long Beach. We're leaving from Long Beach in March, and we're leaving from Miami in February, and then we're going to Greece for my 50th. I decided to go to Greece.
Hey, okay.
And we're going to New Orleans, and then we're going to Jamaica.
Ooh,
so that's all next year.
Well, I hope Rose comes by that time. I'm hoping before spring or summertime. She'll get her visa here and she'll be here. So, but yeah, she'll be here she might be here as a tourist first. The whole process of non-immigrant and immigrant visa.
So how's it to go to Japan right now? Is Japan closed?
It's open. No, it's open. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I want to go to Japan too. I'll probably do that in 2024, but I want to go back to Japan too. That's like the best place.
Yeah, right, Keys. As far as I know, as far as October 11th, they fully opened.
As of this month, it's open because they want people to visit and stuff. So
yes.
Yeah, are your parents still there?
My folks are still there. My mom is visiting my brother right now. But everybody's still there. Definitely.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I know everybody's tuning in. Sorry, we had a little late start. We had some technical difficulties, we don't always do it all the time, but it happens. So thanks for tuning in. We've got some good stuff today. We've got some viral stuff. Michael Rappaport finally answering beefing with Kanye West. We've got the Minnesota police had honored a Minnesota man for in a Medal of Valor, something like that. And but he took it upon himself to do a speech, and we'll talk about that. But we've got questions. I've got questions with D3 and about that wallet, and we got a little special thing, a special shuffle that we're going to be doing. I don't know. I think Anthony's going to show us how to do.
Are you going to do that, Anthony? Are you going to do it? Yay!
So,
no, I didn't agree to that.
But,
I did not agree to that.
Yeah, okay. We'll see about that. No, all right, stand by, D3.
Well, today I got actually this whole week I had plenty of time to sit back and think of some things, and one of the things I was thinking about was, as a little kid, they say that youth is wasted on the young. I think that's what they say. But I was sitting back thinking about the times when it was kind of like it is now, right around Halloween. And I don't really celebrate Halloween or anything like that now that I'm older. But when I was younger, it was all about getting candy and stuff like that too. And it got me to thinking. So why, as kids, did we think that pulling a blanket over our head was going to protect us from any weird thing that we might have saw in the room? That's a trip. So it actually got me to thinking, not only of that question, but as adults, what are we using as a blanket to cover ourselves up for our own inadequacies? What do you feel that you can better about yourself? Are you there yet? How do you get there? But then at the same time, is that fear that you have really worth being scared of? I'm D3 and we're being transparent because I got questions.
You first.
Okay. Well, before I was scared of, you see, when you wake up, I personally still don't look in the mirror or anything like that at night, because if I see something behind me, it's going to be a problem. Okay, I'm just going to keep my head down and stuff like that too. And I still don't say stuff like Bloody Mary or Candyman and stuff like that in mirrors and stuff like that too, because there's a lot of stuff out there that I don't need to know about, whether it's true or not. But as far as fear is concerned, my main fear is not being good enough to be able to provide for my family. So that's only realistic fear. So anything that's supernatural or anything like that too, I mean, I don't really trip on stuff like that.
I think the when you're young and watching like these scary movies and you go to your room and the blanket, it's like your blanket is your cover.
Yeah.
It is, even if it's like a layer, like a thin layer, you feel protected because it's hugging you, it's touching you. And
Right.
ever since you're little, when you're cold, you feel like the warmth of the blanket giving you it touches your body. So you feel like that's a protection from everything.
And that's crazy because bullets and knives can go through blankets.
Exactly. It's just it's a mind thing. It's a body and mind thing, but also like you remember like when it's hot and you say, oh man, it's hot on the covers, but you want to take your whole body off the blanket, so you stick your feet out.
Or
right?
over the side of the bed, yeah.
Yeah, and then you'd be like, ooh, the monster's gonna get me, so you stick your feet out back in.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like you're
your toes.
Exactly. So I've talked about this before. My biggest phobia is the middle of the ocean, like jumping in the water and then just having your feet dangling, and you never know what a shark gonna bite you or a dolphin gonna touch your toes. So I would jump in the water and I'd quickly get out of the water and just because I don't like my feet dangling in the water in the middle of the ocean. Does it make sense? Yeah.
Especially water you can't see through.
Yeah.
Can't do
But
it.
yeah. So that was kind of me. I have that blanket thing is kind of like just a psyche when you're young, about
Right.
being warm. How about you guys?
I would have to say that one of the things about, I'm gonna focus on the financial side because that's what a lot of people do, is throw that fake blanket of, if I don't look at it, it never happened. Which means like the virtual blanket, or what I would say is, one is to just not talk about it. And I think that's something that we all do psychologically when it comes to like financial infidelity. If you wind up spending that extra, even if it's like $200 on, I don't know, like a little gadget that you wanted for yourself, or whatever you're into, whatever your hobby is, you spent that extra $250 and you did not tell your partner about it. And you feel afraid that, it was a waste of money. And that's one of the things that I have to say that we might have to try to be open up to talking about that. So, and that's the only thing I have on mind.
Bills, right? All the bills that you accumulate. Like it adds up, right? Hulu, Netflix, CVS pharmacy rewards.
Yeah.
$5 here, $5 there, $10. Then you got, and then we like
Storage.
like, man, yeah, where's my money? Where's my money going to? Storage, insurance. You got life insurance, you got medical insurance. it adds up. And like, and I know a lot of people. I'm not alone. People like, I don't want to look at my mail. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely look at my mail. I definitely look at my mail. Now, in the past, like years and years and years ago, oh yeah, I was guilty of that. But I would definitely open mail in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
because you never, you never know what's, somebody's trying to, tell you that, you owe something and you may not owe something or whatever. Because I had that happen to me before. And if I didn't jump right on it or whatever, that could have went on my credit report. And then I would have been in disputes and all that other kind of stuff. But I didn't owe anything. So, I mean, that's something, you want to get in front of stuff like that.
Yeah. And Coach Anthony, I haven't looked at your site yet, but you guys talk about debt relief? Relief?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Do you guys ever talk about debt relief?
I haven't yet, but you know what? No, I'll take that back. As far as like once somebody is out of debt.
Yeah. Like, look, I'm over my head. I got a $100,000 credit card debt, whatever, or something like that.
Yeah. So when I actually coach a lot of people doing that process, we just kind of talk about how did you get to where you are in the first place. You have to actually turn off the faucet before you can start emptying out the water. That's where I try to begin, is to figuring out how do we get here. Now, understand how we got there. Now we can start controlling. Okay, understanding the habit that got you there. Now let's start changing that habit, or try to understand how did you use that habit to get you to where you are. And then now let's start changing it. What are the steps that we can do to kind of control that habit where you can still get that same high, but it doesn't cost you? And so that's the things that I try to focus on.
Yeah. I think that's the number one thing. Everybody got some kind of debt, whether it be 10,000, 20,000, school debt, medical debt. And it's hard. It's overwhelming, right? When you look at it on the big picture. But you don't know where to start. What can I do? What can I stop doing so I can knock out my debt? Maybe going to the clubs every weekend, or getting a car that's good on gas. Little things that'll help you, but or even having just a plan. Look, I got 50,000. Okay, what can I do in the next 10 years so I can knock that debt out, or whatever, 5 years?
Yeah, especially eating habits too. So.
Oh yeah. Dude, so there is a YouTube or TikTok talking about. Oh no, it was TikTok. It was a virus cleansing in South America.
Cleansing.
Yeah, they say in South America they do it all the time because the water sucks, and they every so often they will do like every month or every quarter, whatever it is, they drink something and it cleanses their colon and their intestines, and like all the parasites come out.
Yeah, probably Mad Dog.
It'll do it to you.
It might have some viruses or something, but no. But on the real though,
51.
Yeah. I know, like the Jehovah, or I don't know, Michael Jackson's family. They do like colon cleansing, but it takes it another step further, where it's cleaning your stomach also, not just your intestines.
I don't know. I don't trust a lot of things from TikTok now, because I mean they're doing too much. Like
everybody got advice. You can't.
Right.
You
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying. So it's kind of like. It kind of makes sense, because there are I know there's like little worms or viruses. You eat a lot of stuff. Yeah. And they say like that's why you crave for something like salty or oily or beef.
Go get your colon cleanse and get some discipline.
Or sex, whatever. I mean, there might be some viruses.
But at the same time, you don't want to put nothing in there to where you're messing up the good bacteria in your stomach too.
Right.
Well, yeah.
I mean, we got enough women walking around here with bad pH and stuff.
But some of the pH is because of some dudes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what Cardi B said.
I know, right?
Emotional, damn it.
She probably has some viruses.
Dirty D.
Right. Yeah. She be all speaking like, well, when we're young, we do some crazy stuff, and I understand. She probably regrets a lot of shit. She's like, "Fuck this shit." Yeah. Like, girl, keep your coochie on lock. That's what she said.
Yeah, she's Ariel's age. I mean, she do have a point. She said, "Y'all be eating ribs and stuff like that." Oh my god, that is so funny.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Yeah, auntie, you can't take nowhere.
But it's right. It's just that she.
Yeah, her presentation
Yeah.
is lacking a little bit.
Exactly.
Like, oh.
All right, Coach Anthony, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, let's go with Money Moves. Stand by.
All right, everybody. So, my name is Anthony, and I am the host of the About That Water podcast show, where I help you build strong control habits. And one of the things that I'm going to talk about today is from a book from Clifton Corbin called Your Money, Their Kid. Your Kids, Their Money by Clifton Corbin. Now, I actually happened to actually meet this guy at FinCon and started talking about finances, and obviously it's talking about finances anyway, but he also was talking about his book and how it actually helps people in their relationships with their children. So I pulled it up on chapter 1, section 2, where he talks about your benefit when kids know about money too. And he starts off saying, strengthen your relationship. The main benefit of an open dialogue about money will have nothing to do with money. Being open and honest with your children about money matters will build a stronger, more positive relationship with them. Kenneth Barish, author of Pride and Joy, a guide to understanding your child's emotions and solving family problems, notes the importance of expressing enthusiastic interest in your child's interests, even if they're not interests you would choose. That is the surest way to engage children in dialogue and the first principle of strengthening family relationships. And I have to say that as a host of a podcast, you have to be interested in something that yourself is not interested in. And think about it like, what's his name? Steve Harvey did that as well as he was a host. Now, the cool thing about that is that, having these money conversations with your children really brings the family unit together, just not even on a financial standpoint, but also you can have that open dialogue. You have a free dialogue in that free environment to make those mistakes, to have those conversations, to help push your family tree forward. And my name is Anthony, and let's make some money.
All right,
we've talked about this before many times, Carla and D3, right? About and even Keys about teaching our kids more about investing in money at an early age. What do you suggest, Coach? The earliest possible age or grade they should be learning a lot about money or
as soon as they
introducing
start asking for something.
Yeah,
that's true. I mean, you can start as early as before they even start going to school, because you can introduce like money to them, like coins and banks and piggy banks and stuff like that. So a lot of kids are counting before they go to school. So if they're counting before they go to school, you can start applying money to it as well.
Yeah.
I didn't learn accounting until like 10th grade,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe
Accounting,
it was a little
shorthand.
bit earlier, like elementary or even
Middle school.
school,
Yeah.
yeah.
My daughter was smarter than me when it came to math. So
Yeah.
Well, we have a discussion about that. Just on my recent live, we were talking about the education is one piece, but do you have the know-how and the means to do or take advantage of the knowledge that you obtain? Because like in the Black community or in most impoverished communities, we know, like sometimes the parents know about the information, but they just didn't have the capital to even take advantage of it. Or even had the know-how or the notion. I mean, not the know-how, but had the ability or flexibility. When you got kids running around, and usually the the way how the system is set up is like the government will pay you more if it's just a single parent household, more than likely the mother. So the father was kicked out. So it's like it's a whole trickle thing, not just like this one thing sounds nice. Hey, why don't you just save a little bit and do your thing?
Right.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
And then
got
the
the-
discipline. Yeah. The financial discipline. And then like, I mean, historically with Black people, you have, I think I was talking to Anthony about this, or my husband, when you had the hush generation, which was before our parents, where they didn't share hardly anything. And then you had like the baby boomers where you had, well, we're going to have kids because we're going to take y'all little people to picnics or barbecues or whatever. And so it really wasn't like we got taught a lot of things. And that's not for everybody in the Black community, but like the vast majority of like a lot of impoverished, I would say, us getting a pair of nice shoes was like a big thing. You know what I mean? Not what went behind getting the nice shoes, like maybe taxes. Taxes came and everybody had like crispy outfits and stuff like that, but nobody really
Yeah.
did anything else with the money. You know what I mean? Because we're so busy judging each other, like you got this pair of shoes, you got that pair of shoes, something like that. And like now it's like, okay, if you get taxes back, what would you do now with your taxes opposed to what you would do then with your taxes, like the mindset that you have now. And it all depends on, like, sometimes people are products of their environment and how they grew up. And then you get older and you start wanting, for me, I wanted more. You know what I mean? I wanted to learn, like, how do you get to this level? Or how do you, this is how I want to live. This is how I want to live. Not that I want to live like that person, but how do I get out of debt? And how did I get into debt? And why did I do that? Like, I've asked myself for years, like, why did I do that? Like, why did I need that purse? It wasn't for me. You know what I mean? So it's just it's a discipline thing, definitely. And, I don't think our parents had the means that we have now. There's more information out now, like the podcast, like the different tools that banks offer as far as like USAA, Navy Federal, they offer stuff like financial advisors. They offer, so many different things. So I don't think they had the resources and the tools, and they were just too busy like dealing with us. So
yeah. I do believe there's a lot more information that now, and our parents are our first teachers, right? And I came from a Dodd's. I think me and Keys came from a Dodd's education, and I don't remember. And our education should be usually better than most of districts in the states, almost comparable to a private school. But I don't really remember a lot of emphasis on investing and savings and checking. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, Keys, we started, we had summer programs where we would work for the military and different offices. And, no one said about, okay, where's my money going to? How do I put checking? Here's my interest rate. Hey, if you put $50 a day, no one was taught. My parents weren't really educated as far as financials. My mom just saved. And my dad kind of followed through with life insurance and all that. But as far as investing, 401ks, IRAs, mutual funds, or even stocks, none of that was really taught to us, at least in
it's not taught.
our generation, unless you had a special school district that had an investing, program for the high school or whatever. So definitely it's important now. I think we feel it now, right? We're all trying to make it up. Yeah.
But then, and that's what me and my one of my younger brother, we were talking about, sometimes the legacy begins with you. Like as far as me teaching my daughter things that I didn't learn when I was growing up. Even I had put her through like the Dave Ramsey. I don't think she forgot about it, but she knows about interest rates. She knows about debt. She knows about so many different things. She understands like the whole concept. She shadows me when it comes to finances. She knows how to do the things that she needs to do. Like I didn't know those things when I was coming up. So the legacy sometimes begins with you, and you just have to move forward, because you move forward. You can share information with people in your family, but sometimes it's not receptive. They don't receive it. So, I mean, you just have to keep it moving,
Yeah. Well, even for us, right, Coach? Tell me I'm wrong. Even if you just started with a $50 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you're 12 years old or 16 years old. You started working. Okay, you can make as much money as you want. I want you at the very least put $50 a month automatically every month in IRA, mutual fund, whatever it is. At least, at the very least.
Depending on what the return is.
Yeah, yeah.
I would say if you're not comfortable saving $50, start with $1 because that's how I started. I started with $1 at a time, and then I got comfortable. I did $1 a week, and I just put that in the savings. I did that for a month to get
Yeah.
comfortable with that habit. Then I increased it to like $5 a week just to see how far I can go. And I realized I wasn't touching anything. And then I started taking it to that next level. So it goes up and up and up. So if you're comfortable with doing 50, go for it. If you know that you spend $50 easily. But you got to start small. I'll just say start small, start something comfortable. Because again, I always say that our parents only taught us what they were comfortable with. If you tell them like, hey, $50 right out the pocket, it's a lot for a lot of people, especially when you're starting. So I would say at least $2, $1, and then
Yeah.
you just go from there.
Work your way up. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I mean, take Carl, for instance. Carl is Ariel's age, and he does a lot with stocks and day trading and stuff like that. And for his age, he has a lot of knowledge. That's like his thing. That's his go-to. And, he shared a lot of things with us, especially when the pandemic started. But there's a lot of younger people, millennials and stuff like that, that got it. You know what I mean? That they're exposed to more than we were exposed to. So like savings, who was telling me savings really doesn't give you the return that like a lot of stocks give you, and not even 401k. I mean, you look at 401k and then you look at like certain, if you've gotten into real estate already, real estate is going to give you a higher return than like a 401k or something like that, depending on what you're investing in and what type of funds you have to invest. Am I right about that, Wallet?
Actually,
like
I think we should set up a guest who can, or even just Coach Anthony, talk about, maybe some good top 5 money moves as far as starting young, teenager or whatever like that. First thing you can do, like I said, saving $1 a week and all that. So maybe you have, or maybe some debt relief. I think debt relief is one of the biggest things. How can I get out of debt?
I feel like with debt relief too, you have to be careful because there's a lot of debt relief companies, depending on where you're trying to go and what age you are at this point, to let you, because a lot of debt relief companies, your score will drop to like nothing and you'll be building back up again. And are you willing to invest that 7 years of, whatever your credit looking like,
Well, you gotta read the fine print on those debt relief companies too.
Yeah.
Because one of my clients, he actually called them up and signed all these papers and so forth. And what they wanted him to do was actually not pay his bills.
Exactly.
And they were going to pay for him. But yeah, on top of that, he had to pay them. I think it was like almost $10,000.
What?
And his monthly payments were about, I think, $1,000. And I was like, you got 2 credit cards you could pay off with $1,000. Then on top of that, if you continue on with this process, you don't have to pay those anymore. You use this.
Yeah.
Well, we got a caller.
No.
But yeah,
it's going from there. So yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, the debt relief companies are very, very
Shiesty.
Like
They're just as bad as check cashing places.
Right. Yeah. Compare those to like a check cashing place. So I mean, no. A lot of times, I think a lot of times with some people it's doable. It's just like, dang, I got like all this debt or whatever, so I just want to hurry up and get out so I can do something else. But sometimes, like, how long did it take you to get in that debt? Sometimes it's going to take you about the same amount of time to get out. And patience is a lot of things. A lot of people don't want to like stop getting their nails done, stop getting their hair done to, put some things away and do what they need to do. So
the things I knew now, if I knew then, That'd be a lot better financially. I think we all be the same way,
Oh, absolutely.
especially as
Absolutely.
a young airman, or just being in your 20s and working. Like, man, I should have put stuff away.
I'd be a multi-millionaire.
But I
so
don't regret.
Yeah.
I don't regret using the money for going out, like for like vacations, or seeing things and doing things like I went to Paris, I went to London, um uh, in Germany. But that's while I was deployed, so
I don't regret travel.
I don't regret that traveling. That's one thing I don't regret.
Yeah, I don't
But
think I went that for that. So
but
I didn't go to that for that.
Coach
Yeah.
Anthony, there's a special request for you guys. Like what was this, something shuffle?
Are you gonna do the podcast shuffle? What is it?
I'm not. I can't.
Come on.
So did that originate in Baltimore?
Yeah, it's a podcast shuffle.
I haven't done it. Like I tried it. You know what? I actually tried it, and I was I couldn't keep up with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So this is actually Bunky Jr. I started this Park Heights strut out of Baltimore.
Oh, he been getting it too.
Yeah, it actually came out like 2 years ago, but it started being bigger like this year. But also on TikTok, it's called Free Your Mind Challenge, and it's a actual. I'm going to show you right now. It's
Some
actual,
of the best things that come out of Baltimore.
Yeah, hold on.
Besides the
It's an
Ravens.
actual shuffle that or challenge. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
They still stuck on that same one.
Yeah. Okay, here. Hold on. Here you go. It's a shuffle here.
Hey.
Hey. So
Get the knees.
it looks pretty. That's actually pretty cool. Step one. Okay. Step two. Step two.
Yeah, when I tried that second
Step three. Step four.
when I tried the
Step
second set, that's when my
five.
hip went back.
I can do step five. Step five, I got. Step one. Okay.
I know D3 got it. Come on.
Oh, okay. Definitely, they're doing this in Fusa.
My dermatologist was even on there doing it. I was so
What?
shocked. Yes.
That's that funky
Oh, the
penguin right there.
Looks pretty cool.
Yes.
It's slick.
So this is the
He in
originator.
Fells Point.
Bunky,
Yeah, like
Bunky
Fells
Jr.
There was a tall, slinky guy with his son. It looks like that he be doing it with the glasses.
The white guy.
No, it's a black guy that does
There's
it.
a white guy on there that does it too, and he be getting it like all the time.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Baltimore
All right.
people can dance, definitely.
Talk funny.
Okay, Michael Rappaport. Do you guys know the actor Michael Rappaport? He's in a couple movies throughout Hollywood. He has his own podcast, and he's very vocal on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and all. He has a podcast, and he has a beef. Who doesn't have a beef with Kanye West?
But I don't like the fact that they keep giving Kanye West airtime.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Man,
Yeah,
ignore
yeah.
that dude.
I
He'll
agree.
go
I
away.
agree. Totally agree. I agree.
No, he won't. But just
Yeah,
ignore him.
Yeah. So basically, what happened was
That matters.
Kanye. I don't know if you know the Netflix special. I mean, the background Kanye West. He's a music genius. But what's happening is, got a divorce. It wasn't pretty. He was pretty salty about that. He has a big platform. He's making money. He's a millionaire, billionaire, whatever it is. And he's very vocal. And he already says that he has some kind of mental challenge because he's on pills, whatever. But he says something about the Jewish faith. He says something about his wife, Peter.
George Floyd too. Yeah.
Yeah,
He said
yeah.
something about George
He
Floyd.
also said that slavery was a choice. Ain't nothing wrong with that dude.
Right. And he
He just
said
likes
Bush don't
shots
like
back.
black people. He don't like black people either.
Exactly.
I got a quick question, real quick.
Yeah.
So I know he wore a shirt that said "White Lives Matter." Did White Lives Matter when one of those white lives was beating down, clapping cheeks with his wife?
That's another antic. He
I
wore white.
don't think
White
that
lives
White Lives
matter.
mattered to him. It didn't matter to him.
And how did he know that? But I'm saying, how did he know that
10
he
inches.
had a 10-inch penis? You
I
heard
don't
about
know.
that, right?
Yeah. Charlamagne the God.
many
Like, dude,
Yeah.
I have so many questions. How do you know he has 10 inches?
Yeah, we got questions. We got a lot of them.
Right. Like, how do you
It's
know?
nasty,
So-
man.
So basically, what happens? There's beef. Michael Rappaport just saying stuff about him. Like if you say something open in the public, I'm gonna say something as a commentator, and I guess Kanye West didn't take it very lightly and left him a voicemail. And so this is I might have the voicemail, but I'm going to show his final reaction. Michael Rappaport's final reaction to Yee. Hold on.
Yay.
Yay. Whatever his name is. Yay, yay, yay.
Just say goofball. It means same
Goofball.
thing. Straight up
Goofball.
Yay.
All right.
That
All right. Tell me. Hold on. Stand by. Somebody is scratching here. Hold on.
Glad she divorced you. And now you want black culture. You want everybody to take care of you because you got divorced. You got divorced, motherfucker. There's people who can't see, have no legs, no arms, and you're complaining because you got divorced. It happens. You fucking probably did it to yourself. You're 45-year-old man. You need the world to babysit you, Kanye West? Fuck you. There's so many worse things going on in the world. A billionaire got divorced from his wife with his beautiful kids that are well taken care of, and you need the world to babysit. You're a bitch ass hoe. Bitch ass whiny motherfucking 45-year-old who's put on weight, okay, who can't grow up. Grow the fuck up. Stop blaming the Jews. Stop blaming black culture. Stop blaming LeBron James. Stop blaming the Jewish media. Stop blaming Juminati. Stop blaming Juminati. And grow the fuck up, you baby. You're a fucking baby. You're 45 years old. Cut the bullshit.
Emotional, damn it.
My name is Dorsey, and I approve that message. Thank you. He's saying what everybody else needs to be thinking. Thank you. You're a grown damn man, and you crying about your ex. Sit down, get your big boy drawers on, and shut up.
Emotional, damn it.
Bitch ass hoe. He said, God damn.
Yeah. Point blank.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he is.
When's the last time you've been called a bitch ass hoe? Would you be super offended?
Not that I've heard.
I got a clean slate. That ain't happening.
There's no comeback to that. Someone calls you a bitch ass hoe.
Scared of me because I ain't never heard it.
He spoke nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
And this is the same dude that people want to keep giving a pass to. No, we the black delegation would like to propose a trade.
Who we trade?
We want to trade. We're gonna trade him for the professor from the And1 mixtapes.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Yep. Or Jon Stewart. It's one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Tanya says he's saying what his mom had been. Yeah. The mom.
Mhm.
I bet you the mom called him a bitch asshole.
Yeah.
I bet you $5 he called him a bitch asshole. So yeah, Kanye. I mean, he told him like, hey man, look, you can't use this as like, you know what? I was off my meds. So I was saying crazy shit. But the problem is he's a rich motherfucker. He was a celebrity who has a voice that I'm pretty sure a lot of people look up to him. Probably not anymore. You know, music wise, he's a genius. There's no debating about that. He's a genius with music, producing. We get that. But anything outside of that, besides, you know, morally, I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Politics, he's just, dude, what the hell?
Hey, think about it. I mean, how crazy? I mean, how crazy he wants everybody to think. This dude has a Balenciaga mouthpiece. Really?
Right.
Really? That's just straight up stupid in itself.
So let me.
And then he gonna make a gospel album and all this other stuff with all the people following him. I'm like, man, y'all just as stupid as he is.
So let me ask y'all a question. So in 2024, would you vote for Kanye or Donald Trump?
Can I do a write in?
For the Republican.
Do a write in.
No, what if it came down to that?
I'll still do a write in.
I wouldn't vote.
Okay. I got a better choice. Herschel Walker and Kanye West.
I still wouldn't vote. No, I'm good.
Yeah, a local election.
Tanya says he has no social skills. Yeah, he doesn't. You can tell.
But
right
you know,
away.
like, you know, those examples, you know, they don't really have a agenda. You know,
Yeah.
they don't have an idea. They don't have anything but to be famous and to have followers. There's nothing that's gonna make anything better. They're not talking about anything positive, you know. Yeah. So
it's just gonna feed their narcissism.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Coach Anthony shared with us. I actually saw this. I didn't hear the whole thing. Here is a response. There's
I love
someone.
Trevor Noah there.
Someone says, "Hey Trevor, why do you have a beef with Kanye?"
He's leaving now.
Yeah, I know.
Say again? Why are you beefing with Ye? Why am I beefing with Ye?
That's an interesting way to phrase it, because a beef has to go both ways. No, it does. It genuinely does. I think, first of all, in my limited understanding of the world, beef has always been something that generally will happen between two hip hop artists. I was never beefing with Kanye West. I was concerned about Kanye West. And genuinely, I mean this, because if somebody says to me or to anyone that they have a mental health issue,
exactly,
and they say to everyone that when they don't take their medication, they're unable to control themselves, and then everyone ignores when that person is having an episode and they haven't taken their medication, and then they platform the person, and then they put them out. I sometimes think it's a little shitty, to be honest with you. Like, my grandfather was bipolar, and one thing we knew in the family was, I'm not saying Kanye is, by the way, I'm just saying my grandfather was bipolar, and one thing we knew was, when he was having one of his episodes, he could act in a certain way, could do certain things. He'd take the family car, he'd be gone, he'd be driving off. But our job was to support him. Like, did he take his medication? What is he saying? What is he not saying? I said, it would be weird if I was there going, oh, my grandfather's, is having an episode again. I'm going viral tonight. I think it's a little bit strange. And so it's interesting how, what you're asking me makes sense, because that's how you see the framing. Somebody having beef. Even if you see in any of the comments I said about him, I'm concerned, definitely. I grew up loving Kanye. There are a few hip hop artists who have shaped how I see music. The punchlines that he had in every single song, it was like listening to comedy. The sketches that he had. He loved stand-up comedy. Do you know what I mean? His mom, his mom's influence on him, his influence on hip hop culture. His
called him a bitch ass hoe. That's what you call him.
How he changed the paradigm. I grew up loving this man. I still love him despite the shit that he talks. And so for me, it's not a beef. But one thing I'll tell you is, when I grew up in South Africa, one thing I loved was you grew up in a space where people would say, Bazok Jela, we're going to tell you to your face.
Hey.
We're not going to sit by and see you doing something and just act like, we didn't
say it in my face generation.
Americans enjoy doing that. They see it. And then something really bad happens, and then like, I wish we had spoken about it. I wish someone had said something. I'm like, no. So for me, I think there are elements of Ye where he knows when he's being an asshole, and he's admitted this. He knows when he's pushing the envelope and he's trying to say, but there are moments where I go, what is happening here? Like, you know what I mean? So it's not beefing with someone.
He knows when he's an asshole.
Beef with a human being
who
has expressed that they're dealing with a mental health issue. I don't have beef with that human being. What I have beef with is us as society not coming together around a person and going like, hey, maybe this is not the moment to put a microphone in your face so that you just go off saying everything. If this is what you want to say when you're on your medication, then that's a different story. But because you've told us that, I'm not going to sit by and say that. So if he wants to process it as beef, I understand it. I've never had beef with him. I'm still playing College Dropout. I'm still playing the music. I still love the man that I think he is. And I understand that he's gone through a lot, and I don't take that for granted. But yeah, I've promised myself I'll never be the person who just sits by and gleefully says things about people that I care about, and then also joins the group of mourners afterwards and acts like I wasn't part of it. Too many people like to mourn you when you're dead, and they don't say anything to you when you're alive. So I don't know where it'll end or where it won't.
Yeah, totally agree.
But that's me.
So,
well said.
Well said. I'm going to miss Trevor Noah. Do you know Trevor Noah? He is not going to be renewing his contract with the Daily Show. Pretty much retiring.
Yeah.
But I've loved to learn. I mean, from the beginning, I've loved to. I was questionable when he took over as the Daily Show, but I love to learn him. I love him because number one, he's outside looking in, and now he has a comedy sense and a moral sense, and he grew up with a great grandma and mom who taught him a lot. And yeah, what he said about Kanye, I totally believe. That's exactly where we need to be coming from. We shouldn't be encouraging him if he's off his meds, right? But that's, like you said, his inner circle. That's like if Keys and D3 told me, "Hey, Floyd, you need to slow down, bro. Like you're taking too much tequila. You're saying a lot of shit right now. You shouldn't be on a podcast. Talking if you're drunk or high and all that. So,
Yeah,
what
whoever
say you
says
guys?
management team is yeah, or even if I don't know if he has one or not, but
Yeah, I'm sure he has some handlers. So I mean, everybody billionaires. I'm sure they got some yes men around them, but that's the problem. You have yes men around you, they're gonna let you do whatever, and they're gonna be cool with it because they just want to be your satellite and float around. So
yeah.
You need somebody just to give them that tough love. They're like, bruh, dude, you looking real stupid right now. Stop all that mess. You don't have to be in front of everybody. You don't need that attention. Not right now. Yeah, you don't need any of that, man. Just chill out. Do you have to say something? And if you do say something, does it have to be a microphone in your face? Because you're gonna be scrutinized on for that too.
You tell them
Not everything. Yeah, just because you can say something don't mean you should.
Yeah.
The power of the freedom of speech, huh?
Yeah. Speech doesn't mean freedom of consequence.
There is exactly. It's like saying you're in an airport and saying bomb. Oh, I'm just joking. Freedom of speech. I was just joking. So there is consequence. You can say whatever you want. Exactly. All right, let's get to a hot topic here. This one's sent by Coach Anthony, and I kind of like it. And we can watch the video also. Stand by. All right, a Minnesota Police Department celebrated a man's heroic act to save a man this week. However, the ceremony quickly backfired when he pointed out the inaction during the ceremony of the police. St. Paul Intern Police Chief Jeremy Elson welcomed Alex Mingus with a Police Chief's Award for Valor. Minnesota's was on. So here's the actual video, and then we'll talk about it. Bye.
Hi, Alex. I'm Jeremy.
Let me skip over also a little bit.
He also saw a red van that was side of the road that the aid provided by the average every threatening situation. Here to present you with the Chief's Award for Valor in recognition for your heroic efforts. Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations. I'd like to give you an opportunity to say a few words.
Yeah. I appreciate it. I feel like I did what anyone would have done with the little bit of training that I have. I'm a certified firearms instructor. I work in this high school in Minneapolis. I'm a dad and a husband and a wonderful community member. That day, 9 of your squad cars raced past us. As I was flagging them down, it said in the letter you sent me. And that was a potential of 18 people. 18 people could have stopped to help preserve life. But 18 people chose to go to a potential threat. And I recognized the man had a pistol and we didn't know what he was doing. I do appreciate the recognition, but I won't keep this stuff. This will go to my mom, and this will probably go to my son, because I'm very uncomfortable being here with you guys. I do not rock with the police, but I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to say these things. Folks to know that they don't keep us safe. We keep us safe. Riots work. Thank you. Appreciate
Whoa.
Emotional, damn it.
Thank you. Y'all be safe out here.
Great work.
Mars.
He kept it real.
Woo! What did he just say? Riots work?
Yep.
Yeah, he said he don't rock with the police. The thing about it, it's in Minneapolis. You know how many incidents of brutality they've had in the past couple of years that actually came to light against professional players and regular people too. So he said he don't rock with police, and he made a point to say that he was a certified gun instructor, which was dope. So he's like, okay, so if y'all just think I'm just gonna be a victim, you're gonna remember me.
Word.
So basically, what it was there was a shootout, and I guess he witnessed the shootout maybe, and he saw the person in the van was shot. So all the police went out for the shooter, but nobody followed the van. So he followed the van and went into, because I guess he knew he was shot. So when the van stopped in the parking lot, he went. The guy came out and was bleeding, and he did some CPR, first aid, and took him to the hospital. And the doctor said whatever he did to do first aid saved his life. But the police, I guess, apparently knew that van was going, the shooter. They just like, never mind, we're gonna go over the shooter, so the victim. So,
wow.
What do you guys think?
So I'm wondering, where was EMS though, if that's the case?
It's St. Paul, Minnesota. I have no idea.
So he said 9 cars just passed by, and
9 cars.
That's
About
a lot.
A total of 18. A total of 18 people could have, at least 3 or 4 of them could have helped and preserved life, but they went after the potential threat, not the actual victim.
Wow.
It's kind of weird, because now I'm wondering, where do you draw the line as far as being considered a first responder? Is it a first responder to the threat or a first responder to the victims? What actually is a first responder? And what are you responding first to?
Wow.
I don't know. It's a shame that
We
all
got
those cars
questions.
passed by.
I'm just surprised that somebody helped out. That's my thing.
I applaud him for having the cojones enough to actually say it to their face. We protect ourselves.
Well, you got the what now?
There's another clip that accompanies that by somebody else that actually interviewed him shortly after, and he actually said that right when he got in the car after that conversation, because he was so shaken, him and his wife actually cried, because you're in police territory, you're in there. And he was like, you can see the cops out there. There were actually cops in the audience, and I think it wasn't that big of an audience. It was like maybe 12 to 15 people, with his wife being there and a couple newscasters out there. And having that moment with them, he said that it was tough, because nobody clapped, and so he was just really afraid. He cried, and then when he got home, he was like, we just kind of sat there and just kind of continued about that day.
Yeah, he's a target now.
Yeah.
Whether they want to admit it or not, him and his family, they have a target in their last name or whatever. I'm sure they're flagged. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually had people that would actually pass by their house looking for whatever, just to get him in the system for something. I mean, that stuff like that does happen. To me, the only way that police brutality will be able to be stopped is if other police officers stop it themselves, because you can only stop your peer. If police officers see us as being under them, they're not going to listen to what we say.
Police have to police.
Yeah. But if somebody is on your level and they're checking you, then you'll respect that a lot more. But then at the same time, you still got police unions and stuff like that too. So they have to be on the exact same level.
Tim says first responders is a very vague term that covers police, firefighters, and EMS.
Right. So that's what I'm wondering. I'm still wondering, where was EMS at? I mean, what was their response time? So they're not going to, if they see anything as far as an active shooter, they're not going into a crime scene that hasn't been secured by the police. So were they looking for the victims? What took them so long, if that's the case?
So here's a question to everybody here, and everybody in the comment sections here. Would you be him? Would you have done what he did? Would you have followed that van and did CPR? I know I'm certified CPR in first aid response and probably D3, but would you? Would you get involved?
I would try to. I mean, but I know that the laws are a little bit more lackadaisical as far as with Good Samaritans and stuff like that too. And we're living in the age of people getting sued or trying to sue you and stuff like that too. But I don't think I was raised, or I mean, it's not in my my DNA to just sit back and just let somebody suffer. I see somebody bleeding, I'm gonna do what I can to try to help them. Whether it's successful or not is not really based upon me, but I'm gonna do everything that I can, regardless of whether.
I was pretty shocked to see that one lady that she got off for shooting and killing that firefighter. That the one that jumped into the fight. Did you see that one?
Oh no.
Yeah, she jumped into a firefighter had attacked her boyfriend because they had gotten into it with a cashier, and so she kept telling him to get off of him, and she shot him.
Yeah.
And killed the firefighter because he was off duty.
What state is this?
I'm not sure. It was all over social media recently, but anyway, she shot and killed the firefighter, but she got off. I was like, because he was in an altercation with the cashier, and as far as like going back and forth talking and stuff like that, so he attacked him. The firefighter jumped on him, and she kept telling him, get off, and then
I guess because he was the initiator of it.
Yeah, she kept waving the gun and said, get off of him, whatever. So anyway.
This was woman receives no charges for killing Kansas City firefighter in self-defense.
Yep. Yeah.
Ooh.
But it's just so much stuff going on when it comes to like the cops. Big ups to Tim. We know you the fuzz, dude. We know you the fuzz.
Yeah,
we appreciate
I wish more of us would take this stance where we help our citizens and people and not rely too much because I'm sure there's a lot of us who are trained to respond. A lot of veterans also, but if we had classes where we take EMS response, first aid, at least first aid, how to stop bleeding, how to do CPR, or even get involved, to help out our community. I think I'm part of a community where I could help somebody and not have any retributions or, nobody sue me as long as I do first aid within my scope of training. But, I wish we could do that. But in some neighborhoods, you guys know, a lot of the East Coast and some part of the West Coast and down South, you're not in a neighborhood that, will give you that props or that support if you try to help out, say it's a druggie or a drug lord or a gangster or whatever, you don't know until you're helping that person, right? Your first reaction is to help, but he's a very rare few, and I give up props to Alex to at least stand up to helping that person, but also being in front of the police. And I would cry too. I'll be hella scared. So
his life will not be the same anymore.
It's kind of like Dahmer. Did you see the Dahmer documentary?
Oh, hell yes.
I've only seen 2 episodes. Yeah.
On Netflix. Oh my God. Watch that, and we need to come back, circle around. Everybody watch Dahmer, and then we need to talk about that next week because that shit right there, that motherfucker was crazy.
But then the exact same thing happening again. I think that was in Kansas City too, about a lady that was telling people about what was going on and possibly a serial killer. They still all that lies. And they
and the neighbor was like, I told you how many times killing people up there.
This was last week. Yes. She told him the girl had to run out the house with she ran out half clothed and with handcuffs on.
Asian boy. Friends were dead already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said it smelled like death. It smelled like someone eating somebody in this motherfucker. And you guys didn't do shit. Yeah. I stopped watching maybe after the 5th or 6th episode. Like,
you gotta watch all of it.
I ain't gonna lie. I was wondering why they actually came out with that and a whole bunch of other shows about this dude. Is this his birthday or something like that? Like they just trying to boost him up or whatever. I'm like, really?
No, not boost him, but we need to talk about that.
Yeah.
He can fall into obscurity. I don't care.
Everybody take a week. Watch Jeffrey
Dahmer. It was, but they covered that very well. And Niecy Nash did her shit. You hear me?
And it was it one episode where the sister or one of the victims was one of the black guys that got killed, got eaten. The sister was like, "I'm gonna come there and kill you, whatever. I'm gonna fuck you up." Like,
I'm glad he got his. I said it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he got his.
He got his wig split.
All right, guys. Highway 54, ladies and gentlemen. That is it for us.
Please, Sonya, watch it so we can talk about it, sis.
The Veterans Day is coming up. Thank a veteran for the service. Oh, you don't have to actually, but we understand.
Thank you.
Yeah. Make some babies. All right, Coach Anthony from What That Wallet. Please like and subscribe. Follow him on YouTube and Facebook. Keys, all here in San Diego. Thank you, Keys, for joining us. D3 and Carla out there in Maryland. And my name is DJ Kid Mango. All right, guys, Highway 54, guys. Thank you for joining us. See you guys next Sunday or on Wednesday with About That Wallet.
Yes, sir.
See you guys.
Yep.
We hope you enjoyed the show today. Do us a favor and click on the like button or share our podcast. Thanks for listening. Till next time, we are Highway 54.